Hello everyone, happy Monday. Hope you all had a good weekend. My name is Lena. This is a Tarot and Oracle reading channel. If you like it, hit like. If you want to hear more, subscribe. If this message resonates with you, awesome. Again, hit like. But sometimes it might resonate for somebody that you might know. So if that's the case, feel free to share it with them. Sometimes messages need to be delivered by people that we know, not just some random person on the internet. So yeah, feel free to share it. And today we're going to start off with the Tarot and Oracle by Michael Wilcox. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. He's an amazing artist. So whether you like tarot or you just want some really nice Art Deco art, I suggest you go look him up. Then we're going to clarify with the Everyday Tarot, and we're going to wrap it up with the Prism Oracle, which is a very, very easy oracle if you're ever feel inclined to explore reading decks. That's a very easy way to play it, to start. So without further ado, let's begin. What do we have for Monday? Monday readings tend to be the week readings. Friday readings tend to be the weekend readings. Hearts. What a great place to start. Monday with Heart. We're going to read a little bit from each, just a little, so that see if there's any words that pop up. Strength. We know and love this card. And then finally we have, well, okay. We have 4 today. Let me see. So we have Heart, Strength, the Furnace. Wow. Something's being tested, I guess. And the Hermit. Reach inside of you for the answers, man. Okay. Not too bad. I get nervous when I get more than 3 cards because the readings tend to go long, and I don't like that. Even though I do watch long readings, I know that people out there don't have the patience for anything that's like 20 minutes or longer, but there's some tarot readers out there that go for hours. The maximum I'll do is an hour. After an hour, it's like, okay, if we haven't gotten the message across in an hour, then I don't know what we're doing. Heart. 114. Remember, I'm just going to read a little bit from each keywords. Okay, Heart. Love, compassion, desire, connection, expression, emotion, and compass. The heart calls us to our truest selves. They are our greatest vessel of love and guidance. The heart is the home to our spirit's deepest truths and passions. Your heart always holds the truth. They are our greatest power. For the heart in its fullness is pure love, thus you are your truest self too. Thus you yourself too are pure love. So I think we get the gist, right? That one's a pretty easy one. Strength and trust yourself. Strength. 48. Strength, ferocity, heart, boldness, courage, groundedness, breakthrough, harmony, and tenacity. I think we have a theme. Strength calls us to believe in ourselves. True strength is to believe in yourself, mind and body and soul with conviction. It calls us to aspire to the strongest version of ourselves each day. The Furnace. There's a lot to read here. I just can't get into it because of what I just said. I don't want to make long readings. And I think we get the gist. The Furnace. Transmutation, expression, fuel, patience, right action. The Furnace calls us to channel the energy of our emotions into healthy and helpful ways. When we feel deep emotions, gut feelings, anger, grief, upset, any emotion of this color that we feel deeply in the body has the power to overtake us. There is a great energy here. And with that great momentum of energy comes the opportunity to fuel and negatively or opportunity for dysfunction. These energies, if inundated, can cause great harm. So learn how to channel the energy. We'll get into it. There's a lot here. So, and Hermit 52. I wonder, let's see what the mantra is for furnace. I express my emotions in productive ways. My past fuels me, my present supports me, and my dreams define me. I transform wounds into wisdom. I think transformation is the big key thing here. Hermit, where were you? Did I say 42? No. No, I lost it. 52. Wisdom, experience, spirit, explorer, hidden realms, reflection, inner being, knowledge. The Hermit calls us to venture inward and guide us amidst the subconscious realm. The energy here welcomes us to not shy away from the depths of ourselves, to illuminate the darkest corners of our being, to gain knowledge and truly know ourselves. Our lantern is fueled by love and by our knowledge of self. The more we know ourselves, the more we light up the path ahead. So for some of you, it can be as simple as you need to gather the courage inside of you to face yourself. Okay? There's something about yourself that you're just not, you're ignoring, basically. You're leaving in the back. You're just trying, you're sweeping it under the rug, and there's too much under there, man. You need to face it now, and whatever it is that you find, transmute it into something that is helpful for you. Okay? If this message resonates for you, stick around, hear more. If it doesn't, remember, it can resonate for somebody else that you might know. If this is where you leave me, that's fine. Much love to you during today, during Monday, and during this week. But I suggest you stick around because the first cards are just the pillars of the reading. The meat is here, okay? So let's see, with hearts, what do we have? What is this reading actually about? Ooh, the Eight of Swords. Not seeing. Refusing to see. I mean, the Eight of Swords does imply voluntary blindness, like you just don't want to. But we can't really judge that because we don't know what kind of situation you're in. So you are blinded to something. And the Hierophant reversed. Okay. I wish this Eight of Swords were reversed, but it's not. Okay. But we have the Hangman reverse, which is basically kind of the same thing. Where you were blind before, you're not anymore. Maybe you just came through a period of a break because of the Hangman. The Hangman doesn't only imply illumination and understanding. It also implies a period of rest, of stagnation, of stop, waiting room kind of a feeling, kind of like Four of Swords, but this is Major Arcana. So you're finally understanding something. And with heart, I think it's something about yourself. You're finally understanding that you were keeping yourself back. You're the one that was holding yourself back in regards to something. We're going to see strength. It looks like you're finally understanding it, though. You're finally being illuminated, which is nice. Doesn't mean that this has been easy for you. Strength. What do we have with strength? The Ten of Cups reverse. The loss of something, or just the non-realization of a dream of stability in your life, of love. Yeah. For some of you, you might have lost your family. You might have lost your spouse. You might have gone through a divorce or a separation of some kind. Queen of Swords. Snap. Is this you or is this the other person? Let's see how it resonates with you. But I mean, do I really need to say that? It's painful, of course. it looks like you had to find the strength within you to end this dynamic, this relationship, and you had to be cold and calculated about it. It took you a long time to realize that you were in a bad situation for yourself, and finding your strength, your voice, the willpower to get out of a bad situation is really hard. That's why so many people remain in really bad relationships, because they're afraid to go out on their own. There's can be so many reasons, honestly, but this looks like it was really hard for you to let go of this family unit, whatever situation you were in. I'm about to sneeze. The furnace. It's a tough time to go through separations. We're in the crummiest time of winter, where all the holidays have passed, and we're just like with this residual energy, and everybody's kind of just trying to make the best of a new start of a new year. And starting the year off with a separation can be really hard. But I see strength. I see strength. Even though that Eight of Swords, we started with an Eight of Swords upright. Dude, illumination, the Hangman reverse, strength, Queen of Swords. I see strength. You're just not taking it anymore. Four of Swords, Four of Cups reverse. You're not taking it anymore. You're not buying the lies. You're not buying whatever it is that's being fed to you, and you're ready to transform your life. The furnace. This feels like, I don't want to say necessarily manipulation, but I do feel like, well, maybe it was emotional manipulation, or just with that Eight of Swords in the beginning, I feel you just didn't see that the other person or the situation you were at, they weren't really feeding you emotionally, and they were keeping you just to keep you. And you're done with that. You're seeing the truth, and you're finding the strength to get out of this. And you're with that furnace and with that Four of Cups here, it's just like you're not believing the lies anymore. You're not taking the lies. That Queen of Swords is so strong, man. The Queen of Swords backed up by strength. Like, fuck. Six of Pentacles reversed. Somebody was shortchanging you. I need to organize these. I say this often. I'm a Virgo, and I cannot with like the disorder. I can't with the mess. And these are so many cards right now, and my table is small. So we have to do our best. So yeah, with that Four of Cups reversed under furnace and that Six of Pentacles, it's like you're just not buying it anymore. You know that you deserve better. You know that you don't want to be in this situation anymore. And you know that you've given. You know that you've given and you haven't gotten in return. You just haven't. So yeah. You're transforming this energy and finding your way out of it. What is it that I want to say here? I kind of want to say something, but what is it? It's kind of like you're turning around. You're turning the energy around, right? With that furnace, it's like, okay, you're not. How do I want to say this? You're just not taking it anymore. You're just not taking it anymore. Hermit. Seven of Pentacles reversed. I know. I know that you feel at a loss right now. Feeling at a loss is hard. When a relationship has come to an end and you feel there is this really heavy feeling of having wasted your time, of having given so much and it have been in vain. And the thing that we need to, with the furnace, transmute is that way of thinking, because you are not poor because you give and you don't get in return. The other person is, because they don't know how to appreciate what they're being given. You need to understand that you might be at a financial loss right now, or you might be at an emotional. I mean, it's going to be hard regardless, even though you come out of it strong, because you will. Giving is not having less for yourself. It's multiplying the energy outward, and it'll return to you. It will. It's a boomerang effect. It will come back to you. Maybe not through this person, maybe not through the situation, but it'll come back to you eventually in some kind of other shape or form. Never not give, okay? I mean, clearly if you see that the person is not deserving of it, stop giving. But, I don't know. Yeah, you're gonna feel at a loss, and you probably will be in the beginning. But this is an illusion. Oh my God. And then we have the Two of Cups at the end. Okay, so this doesn't necessarily mean that you're coming into union again with this person, or that you're coming into union with somebody else. I feel like this is very symbolic of you coming into union with yourself. I mean, the Two of Cups under the Hermit is... And right after the Seven of Pentacles, this isn't necessarily you coming again into union with this other person. This is about you understanding where you are, understanding yourself, understanding that and this is going to sound tricky and maybe slightly controversial, but really all you need is yourself. At the end of the day, all you have is yourself. And all you really need right now to get out of the situation is yourself. And you have to go deep inside of yourself with that Hermit card to realize that you have to go through pain. People don't get to this conclusion through, it's a hard path. It's a hard path that we all go through to different degrees. For you, it's through this ending of a union, this ending of a family. But you will value yourself at the end of this rainbow, at the end of this really hard road. And you will understand that you are not poor because you give. You are not weak because you give. You are not blinded because of love. It's just a temporary state where we choose to trust the person that we're coming into, because that's how it works. That is just simply how it works. Sometimes it'll succeed and sometimes it won't, but it's a gamble that we all do. And it's not just with love, we do it with everything. Everything is a gamble. Nothing is guaranteed. And you understanding that you've got yourself, and that you should love yourself, and that you should embrace yourself and your strength, that's what's going to get you out of this. But I feel like you are there. I feel like whoever is listening to this and is resonating with you, you'll understand what I'm saying. And it's just a confirmation of what you're already feeling. Because I do feel like you already feel this. You already feel stronger. It doesn't necessarily mean that you don't feel pain. Of course you feel pain. Loss is loss. But you know that this is the right path, right? So, Prism. Whoa. I'm just going to take the one. Faith. Let's see. Faith. Faith is not strictly religious. Faith is just the belief that you will come out of this again. Believe that there is a brighter future for you. Faith is a tricky thing. It is not exclusively religious. I have to say that it's not. We all have faith. We all have faith. We all have hope. Okay, for a different future, for a better future, for to emerge from whatever test we're going through stronger and better, and you will. So much luck with this, so much love past the 20 minutes, but it was well worth it. It's a reading that needed to be done. And I hope it reaches whoever it needed to reach. Anyway, so much luck, so much love, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.